A very warm welcome to eRacing GP Global Edition, season number 6. Would you believe, Alex Young, the race we are about to do is race number 301 of eRacing GP. Congratulations to you.
Wow, congratulations to you too, because you've been here for most of them as well. I mean, I can't believe we've done 300 races. That's insane. It doesn't feel like 300 races. These are just online races as well, I gather. So, yeah, phenomenal. We've had so much fun doing this, so haven't we? I've seen how good the drivers and teams have been getting it as we've done more races.
So enough about us. It is all about the drivers, and we have 4 championships for you in season 6. Bronze, copper, silver and gold, and the championship leaders coming into round 4. Abdul Yazid Razak from Malaysia leading in the copper class. Axel Nokom, who's just produced a double victory from the Philippines, almost certain to be champion in the bronze class. Ng Jun Cheng can, I think, theoretically win the title today if he has a perfect weekend. And in top of the gold class you have got Nakib Aslan. So they are the 4 categories that we've got. The championship standings in the silver class, which is the race we're going to be focusing on. As you can see, Ng Jun Cheng is 40 points clear of Darren Ivan Reijan and another 7 points clear of Voltaire Seiko. If Ng Jun Cheng wins today's increased points tally, then he will be uncatchable in round 5, no matter what the drop point situation is. So it could be a championship for Ng Jun Cheng. But for the likes of Mohamed Zini, Mohamed Khalif, etc., they're looking to make ground. Nations Cup standings, Malaysia leading the way with a whopping 706 points ahead of Philippines and Singapore. Australia 134. They're the 4 main contenders. The Teams Cup, Stratos Motorsports from Malaysia leading the way, 426 points ahead of Blue Steel Racing, FSA Racing, Sim Racing Filipinas. Anybody accumulating over 150 points deserves a big pat on the back. So today, round 4 of 5 of the season, we're at Motegi, which is in Japan, and is strange because it's both an oval and a Grand Prix circuit, Alex. If we just have a little look at the circuit, what's your thinking for choosing this circuit?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great track. Actually, the drivers, we have a group of tracks where we ballot from, and this weekend we balloted from Motegi. It is a very interesting track, of course. It's twin ring, like you said, because there are 2 tracks here. You can see there's the oval there with the thick border there. That's the oval, which is not really in use anymore since the earthquake in 2011, 2012. And of course you have the road track, which is 14 corners, 4.8 kilometers. You can see it actually goes under the oval track twice. Yeah, so it's kind of very much a hard braking track. You need good straight line speed, but you need a car that's good on brakes and good with traction as well.
In real racing, weather can be a problem. Let's have a look, though, at how the virtual racers cope with it. We've got a flying lap around the twin ring Motegi alongside Haris Zefi.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Haris Zefi Shami. We'll take you on a 1-lap tour around twin ring Motegi. A stop-and-go layout of distance of 4.8 kilometers, located in Tochigi, Japan, which is a racing venue for Super GT, Super Formula, Super Taikyu, IndyCar, NASCAR, and of course MotoGP. Here we are, driving to the final corner and heading straight on the main straight for start and finish line. Here we go to turn 1 of 45R on the double right, on the right, long right hand corner, hairpin, gently get back in the power slowly for the turn 2 exit. Then we go to the turn 3 of a 30R corner. We must brake in before 100 meter corner. Get braking gently, slowly get back on the power for turn 4 of 70R corner. Then get back on the third straight, smoothly get back full throttle power on here. Then brake on 100 meter board for the sharp corner on the right hand side for turn 5. Get to the first entry and the bridge. Then flat out to the 130R corner. Then the next section will be the S-curve section. Get a good rhythm of this section so that it will shorten your lap time. Get back power smoothly, and then go tackle on the sharp V corner, which is also the overtaking spot. Get back smoothly on the power onto the short straight. Then we go on the slowest corner oval, which is the hairpin. Gently back on power for the back of downhill straight. And it's time for full throttle and sudden down elevation of 30 meters. So we go brake on 150-meter board to get to the 90-degree sharp corner after the downhill straight, passing to the second bridge, and then through the last section, which is called Victory Corner, sudden left, sudden right corner, get the good apex and good exit, gently put back power and get back to the main straight finish line, and there you go, a one-lap tour in Twinning Motegi. We'll see you guys later on the Twinning Motegi. Motegi de, mataose.
Great stuff from Harris. It looks a fun circuit, Alex. I love that 90-degree corner at the end going into the victory corners. Potential mayhem can kick in there.
Yeah. It's normally, you can overtake at this track. It's a bit like Zhuhai in China, but you often see people coming from way back and sending it, and they can't stop the car in time and often have some contact. So you have to muscle your way around if you want to overtake here. And of course defending is possible with that, but like Axel Nocom showed in bronze, you can just kind of sweep around the outside if someone's defending down the inside.
Okay, now you've changed the rules for round 4. You've mixed it up just a little bit. Normally we have 2 sprint races of 15 minutes. This time you've gone for 1 increased points 30-minute race and a longer qualification period. You're thinking?
Okay, so we have 3 formats you normally play around with in ERGP. We mostly use the 2 sprint races, like you said, with the reverse grid, but we do like to throw it up. So this one is a format B, which is a 30-minute race, and you have to do a mandatory pit stop. So we still have the 5-6 minute qualifying as per usual, but it's going to have a different mindset now. The boys have to go for half an hour, boys and girls, and they have to do a pit stop. And when they pit, they must change a minimum of 2 tires. They can either change 2 or 4 tires. Tire wear is at times 2 for silver, so they can manage the tire wear. But so I think most people will be going for 2 tires, because if you change 4 tires, I think that's an extra 5 seconds to the pit stop.
And the fuel, you did that by ballot as well. What was the fuel ratio? Because I love it when the guys run out of fuel.
Yeah, fuel's at times 1, so not too complicated for silver.
But it's just mixing it up a little bit. Saying that, Ng Jun Cheng, if he has a perfect round here, he's had such a fabulous season. 6 podiums out of a 6 possible. 3 wins out of those 6. He has been phenomenal, Ng Jun Cheng.
Yeah, he's going to be hard to beat. And what I loved about him is how he's raised his game this championship, this series. He started at about this level, but you could see that over the last 2 races, especially the last race, he's raised his level, and that just so shows how much he wants it. He's been putting in the practice, and yeah, if he can see off this championship, he would have thoroughly deserved it.
Well, let's have a look at him as he starts the first of his qualification periods. We're looking at a time, what, in the 2s for this 5 kilometer circuit?
Yes, low 2s. I can't quite remember actually what they did in the leaderboard. But yes, Jun Cheng here. We are in the Group 5 cars, and he's in the Chevrolet Decon Monza. This one seems to have the best all-round capabilities of all the cars we use here. But oh, look at the flames coming out of the exhaust. Just love it. Cars moving around. These are great cars to watch. Tricky cars to get on top of. We have a lot of drivers in these championships where are used to really good handling cars, and these are historic. As he goes purple in Sector 1, these are historic cars. They don't have a good weight balance. The suspension systems aren't that great, no downforce, so they move around a lot more. So a lot of the drivers still trying to get on top of how to wrestle these cars.
They belong on this circuit, don't they, these vehicles? The sparks are flying. He's fastest through Sector 1. He's looking neat and tidy at the moment, looking fairly concentrated in the inset screen, the zoom screen that we have just at the bottom right. Nice and neat and tidy so far as he's fastest through Sector 2, Alex.
Yeah, it's faster through Sector 2, looking good. Now braking for turn 10, this hairpin here. It's quite a long hairpin, very easy to overshoot and end in the gravel. Ooh, yes, he's doing a bit of a double apex there, V'ing it a bit, but that looks good. It looks good. Now down the back straight. And this back straight is massive. Lots of overtaking opportunities at the end of it before they break for turn 11. Purple Sector 1 and 2. Wow, this looks like it's going to be a good lap for pole. Looking very clean as well. Yeah, you got to monster the curb there. Good exit as well. Now to the last couple corners. Turns 12, 13 and 14. Going through 14 now. Nicely done. This looks like a super lap actually. This should be easily good enough for pole position at the moment.
Why, we were talking about inside the 2 minutes. It's a 1:55, but look at that. He is not fastest at the moment. Voltaire Seiko has gone quickest. Now, Voltaire Seiko, third in the championship standings, has an outside hope of the title. But Voltaire Seiko from the Philippines in that old school BMW, Alex, he has gone pretty quick and posted a 1:55.7.
Okay, so both these drivers, he's got a, Seiko there. He knows he needs to find a bit more time. This is too close at the moment. 3 minutes to go. There's still plenty of time for everyone to get another lap in. So Seiko will be looking to try and improve. He doesn't look so happy with the lap, to be honest. He had a couple of wriggles coming out of turn 2. But yeah, he's in the BMW 320i Turbo. Comes out of turn 3 now. Sorry, turn 4. Look how much it moves around on him. We should be coming to the end of sector 1 here. Yeah, it's not good in sector 1. I didn't think it looked so good out of turn 2.
But he's only a 10th down. He's not out the reckoning completely.
Yeah, but it's a difficult decision, right? Should you quit the lap and restart the lap because there is enough time to do it, or carry on and hope you can nail sector 2 and 3? Oh, I love the sound of that car. Just getting the wheel spin out of that corner. Monstering the curb here as well. Nicely done. He obviously thinks he can do the time because he's carrying on with the lap.
Well, he is fastest already, although
No.
through sector 2 he's still 1/10 down, but he's 1/10 down on his own side. Tunku Djan in P2, Ng Jun Cheng currently in P3. What can Voltaire Seiko do on this last little section? You've got this brutal 90-degree corner, the hairpin, and then onto the long straight, up and over the brow of the hill, and then into that victory corner and the 90-degree.
Yeah, this is going to be touch and go whether he can improve on his lap time for me. Hopefully at the end of this lap, let's go to see Tunku Djan later because I want to see how Djan is doing as well. Because Djan, there he is, perfect. We're riding on board with him now. Oh, he runs wide. I won't like that. He's an evil handling car, I have to say. This is the Fab car. He likes using the Fab car. Whoa, he is quicker in sector 2 than he has been, but he's still a 10th outside of pole. It's an evil handling car, I have to say, but it is quick in a straight line. Really just kind of brakes late, kind of misses the apexes, slides drifting around the corner. Djan here is known as the Prince of Drift here in Malaysia. Really iconic driver as he comes down the start of the back straight. Not sure this is going to be good enough for pole, but it could be close.
Sector 2 he was a 10th down. How does he cope with this sharp right-hander? It is brutal at the bottom of the hill, and then you've got to get yourself just perfectly set in for the last 2 corners, which are 12, 13, and then another right-hander into 14. Currently P2 for Tunku Djan. At the moment he's in P7 in the overall championship standings. Does he improve? The answer is no.
Close. No, he doesn't. Both Seiko and Djan did not improve. Wow, so everyone nailing their first laps. Here's Tunku Djan, his brother, another good driver as well. Let's see if he improves. So he goes across the line.
At the moment, though,
No.
with a couple still out on the circuit, Voltaire Seiko in pole. He'll pick up 5 points. Tunku Djan in P2 with 4. Justin Hung getting ahead of Ng Jun Cheng in P3. And Darren Ivan Reijan, well, he is currently in second place in the overall championship standings. That means he'll have a reasonable position to start in this race. But he really needs to win it, as does Voltaire Seiko, and hope that Ng Jun Cheng is unable to get a good placing if this title is going to go into round 5.
Wow, okay, that's a tasty grid. Few drivers out of position then. I really thought Jun Cheng was going to stick it on pole, but he's down there in P4. But look at that, the top 4 all covered within half a tenth. That's how close it was, half a tenth. So, we got a 30-minute race coming up now. They have to do a pit stop. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. I think the 4 of them are looking quite good, but who's 5th? I think Justin Heng is also looking quite quick as well.
Darren Ivan.
Darren Ivan is there as well. Darren Ivan fighting second in the championship. He needs to have a good start. So, very important. A lot on the line here. A lot could happen in the first few laps, so you have to be careful to make sure they don't make any mistakes. Because if you drop to the tail of the field, there are too many good guys at the front. It's going to be very hard to catch up.
We've got 20 seconds or so until the start of what is a 30-minute race. A change in the format for today. Voltaire Seiko, He is the man in pole position in the old school BMW. Alex Young and Des Corkill taking you through this race. Voltaire Seiko looking ready and prime. Green is go. And Voltaire Seiko gets off to a sluggish start. And look at that coming in through from the back. Ng Jun Cheng barges his way through. Initially into P1. Then is forced very wide. Ng Jun Cheng having a battle royale with Tunku Djan. And Darren Ivan has got into P2 as well. But that was just boxing fisticuffs on that first corner from Ng Jun Cheng.
Wow, Ng Jun Cheng, what a start. That was just the sort of start the championship leader needed to have. And look at that, first, second in the championship right now, running 1-2. Well, the others got to be careful they don't run away with this. And Jung hung there in third position. Whoa, braking super late into turn 5 there, but able to pull out of it at the last moment.
We are on board here with Justin Hung from Hong Kong. He's in the BMW as well, but you look at the straight line speed there of Ng Jun Cheng. He was able to just steam away as we're in a slightly more technical area of the course. Darren Ivan hanging on to Ng Jun Cheng. Behind them, Tunku Djan was forced out of the first row of the grid into P4. Voltaire Seiko, even worse, he was pushed from P1 right the way down to P5. And there is Voltaire Seiko in P5 in the BMW. Francis Angelo Gonzalez and Tunku Djan the meat in his sandwich.
Yeah, Gonzalez there in the Zac speed. Oh, I love that car. Yeah, so the 5 of them just a bit of a frantic start, wasn't it? As Gonzalez now getting overtaken by Arif Azmi. You can see him down the inside. Whoa, that Deco Monza is quick in a straight line.
Arif Azmi moves up one place, gets into P6 ahead of Philippines Francis Angelo Gonzalez. Gonzalez, though, just eases Arif out of the way, as if to say, hey, you don't do that to me, young fella. I'm a little bit more experienced than you, says Francis Angelo Gonzalez, but the most experienced of the lot is leading the way. He was on the second row of the grid at the start of the race. Now he has a lead of best part of 3/4 of a second. This could be the march to the title for Ng Jun Cheng.
Yeah, he's looking really good. He's pulled out quite a bit of daylight now between him and Darren Ivan. And of course, Ivan's holding up Tunku Djan. So Djan is going to be desperate to try and get past Ivan. Darren, the top 2 here have won races here in eRGP, but Tunku Djan, while he's won races and everything else, he's not won a race in eRGP yet. So he'll be keen to try and do that.
Well, at the moment, he's just got to try and hang on, because what's happening there, that opening lap he was 7 tenths clear, Ng Jun Cheng. He's increased that to 8 tenths in the early stages of lap 2. Now then, is he just able to go away? It was very super aggressive from Ng Jun Cheng in those early stages. He will have taken some contact, surely.
Yeah, but looking at the timing screen, there's no damage to his car, or none that's affecting his lap time for sure. And he's looking okay for now. Now, though, he's asking a lot from the others. Can the others recover to try and put some pressure on the championship leader? Because he's looking really good out in front right now.
The 2 behind them, Darren Ivan and Tunku Djan has got himself up into P3. Voltaire Seiko in P4. That means that Justin Hung has dropped down a little bit. Justin, he was in P3 at one stage, and Arif Azmi, who was chasing P6, he's been involved in an instant as well. He's dropped down to P9 as we just go down while there's no real racing going on at the front. It's Arif Azmi trying to take on Tunku Djan, and behind them Mohammed Khalif, who's also in the championship reckoning. P5 for Khalif, but not the best of starts for the man in P10 at the moment.
No, and Khalif will be desperate to get a bit further up. Oh, look at that. John's got a great exit out the last corner. Oh, but the Deco Monza's so quick in a straight line. Yeah, so John not able to get through the moment. He's going wide, super wide through turn 1. That means he'll get a really good exit out of turn 2. But Darren Ivan gets a good run out of turn 2 as well, and John's just not close enough at the moment.
As they go down, it's a series of straights here, and then they've got the double left-hand corner, 2 and 3. All the while, they're just looking at Ng Jun Cheng edging further and further clear. In fact, these 3 are a long way clear of Voltaire Seiko, who's dropped down into P4, and it's Philippines 4 and 5 at the moment, but 2 seconds down on this leading group of 3, Alex Young.
Yeah. I'm loving watching John because he's just getting sideways through the corners. He's finding a way to get some lap time, even with the car going sideways. But yes, Seiko up to P4, finally managed to clear Hung, and Gonzalez has gone with him. So let's see if Seiko can put the lap times down to maybe try and close the gap to the top 3.
There is Voltaire Seiko in the BMW. Francis Angelo Gonzalez and Justin Hung are the 3 behind them. Mohamed Hamdani, we've not really mentioned him. Under pressure there, Hamdani from Tunku Djan in the BMW. Ezan tries to go through on the inside.
Oh!
Hamdani then loses his bearings and loses 2-3 places at the same time.
Yeah, he's got off and then he's got grass on the tyres and now he's overheating them. There's no grip. He's got to calm down, let the tyres recover. And the grip will come back to him.
Kelvin Pound, Nazir Azman, Noiso all going past him. Gav Kintos in the BMW. He's struggling, as is Mark Voltaire Elman down at the tail end of this race. Up at the front, I can tell you, Jan is again making a move on the inside of Darren Ivan. He is really giving it some aggression, and as they go into the home straight, is he able to nip himself through into P2? The answer is yes. Tunku Djan overtakes Darren Ivan to take P2.
What a great move by the Malaysian. That was great stuff to overtake the Singaporean. And now he's into P2. Wow, it's been very dramatic to watch. And I really hope he can get onto the back of Jun Cheng here.
Darren Ivan is the man who will try and get close. He's had a good season, Darren Ivan. He's been in podium positions in 5 of the 6 races so far. 4 third places and a win in race 2 in Salzburgring in Austria on round 1. Tunku Djan, he's only had, well, he has had a, what did he have? He had a P4 and a fastest lap last time out. That's his best result of the season. It would be good to see him get on the podium at the very least.
Yeah, it would be. It'd be great to see him win even. He's showing some great pace though. I mean, all top 3 cars were in the 56 on that last lap. Tunku Djan with the fastest lap of the race with 56.0. So, yeah, no, Jan's not going away.
Well, saying that, he's not getting much closer either. Jun Cheng just seems to increase his lead by 1/10 on every lap. He was actually he was slower than Tunku Djan on the last lap, so maybe Jan was just being held up by Darren Ivan, and Jan can maybe get closer to Ng Jun Cheng as they come into the first of these hairpins. Lovely old circuit. That's round corner 1. Then they've got a shortest straight up and over the hill. Sorry, no, it's other end of the course, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're just round 10 coming into corner number 11.
That's right, down the back straight. Very steep on the braking here. Very easy to overshoot. But yeah, no, Jun Cheng's not running away with this. Tunku Djan is keeping him in his sights. And let's not forget, they will have to do a pit stop at some stage.
They will do. We're just coming into lap 4. I can imagine the state of Jan's tyres when they come in for that pit stop. Telling you about the tyres, everybody is on the soft compound. So they've decided that speed is of the essence, not because they must make that pit stop. Nobody can take that gamble. And Tunku Djan, Alex Young,
wow.
You've called this one dead right. He is right on the tail and is looking to maybe make an overtaking manoeuvre. If not on this, maybe try a switchback around the corner. Then he tries to go around the outside and pressure on Ng Jun Cheng.
Slippering and sliding. It's great to watch. Yeah, Tunku Djan with another 56.0 on that lap. So he's not only quick, he's super consistent. And it's quite remarkable that he's able to do it because it doesn't look like he should be because he's sliding down the inside of Jun Cheng now. Doesn't quite make it though. Whoa.
But there is pressure on Ng Jun Cheng as he looks backwards. He sees side by side Tunku Djan. Tunku is really giving him a tough and torrid time here as Mark Voltaire Elman gets a drive-through penalty speeding in the pit lane. So he's obviously gone in for a very, very early pit stop, Mark Voltaire Elman, for damage that he must have had. But let's just stick on board with Tunku Djan, Alex. You called this about 2 laps ago. He is really making a move for P1.
Yeah, he does. And he does sort of very wide late turn in for this corner. But it gives him a really good exit. Oh, and John, careful. Don't spin the car. You're giving us a great fight here. The last thing I want to see is you going backwards.
The lead was as much as 1.2 seconds for Ng Jun Cheng. It is now down to 3/10, and he's more than aware that the man right on his tail, Tunku Djan, is making a real move as they've just gone around that 90 degree, and now they'll be coming to the end of lap number 5, and that is how close it is. It's 0.1 of a second for Tunku Djan down into the home straight. We have just had 10 minutes of this race. Different line from Tunku Djan. He won't get it there. He tries to go round the outside, but surely no way round that far round,
Whoa,
Alex.
he's doing it though. He almost did it. I thought he was going to get it done. Wow, almost all the way around the outside. Jun Cheng's trying to defend. It's not easy for Jun Cheng at all.
Again, he slides into that corner. Apologies for those a little bit further down. We're not giving you any real care and attention. That's because this battle for P1 at the moment is absolutely gripping, which is more than Tunku Djan's tyres are doing.
Yeah, it is. I wonder if he's going to start running out of tyre wear. We are at double the tyre wear at the moment, so tyre wear could be an issue. But then the strategy is going to come into play, isn't it, Des? Because when he pits, what is Djan going to change? Is he going to change all 4 tyres? Or is he going to change just the rear tyres? Or is it the front tyres that are wearing out? Because he's just sideways everywhere.
He just got a little bit too close there to Ng Jun Cheng, and that's given Ng Jun Cheng a chance to knock him back. And look, while we've been focusing on that, this young fella has been just clawing in that deficit. He was 2.5 seconds down at one stage. Now he's back, putting pressure on Tunku Djan. So Djan must look in his rear view mirror rather than at the back end of Ng Jun Cheng.
Yeah, and but look at that. Tunku Djan's gone already. He's got a big gap there. So he's looking he's looking like he's in an uncompromising mood today, doesn't he?
Certainly does. Behind them, Voltes Seiko has also closed in a little bit of a gap as well, as has Francis Angelo Gonzalez. So that dueling between Jun Cheng and Tunku Djan has actually enabled the pack to just get a little bit closer as we approach the midway point of this race, and they move on to lap number 7.
Yeah, so the interesting thing here, you look at that, all the what's at the top 8, top 10 in all in one shot. So it is pretty close here. Silver this season has not been that close, you have to say. There's always been 2 or 3 cars dominating, but that's not the case today. With a lot of drivers here in with a chance of winning today.
Just while there's a slight procession, let's have a little look further down. Justin Hung is trying to move into there onto Francis Angelo Gonzalez. Justin Hung in P6, the Hong Kong racer in the BMWs. Further down, we mentioned Gav Kintos before. He's struggling a long way down in P14. Mark Voltaire Elman has had a pit stop already. He's down in P15, a long way down. Who else? Mohammed Khalif, P5 in the overall championship standings. He's struggling a little bit down in P8, trailing Tunku Ezanle by a good 2 seconds. Up at the front though, more pressure from Tunku Djan. Again, tries to go around the outside. It is not going to happen on this occasion, as the Casio timing shows just how close it is. Has he got round this time? Oh, again, he's trying to go round the outside, Alex. Surely that won't work.
Well, but now he's on the inside for this corner, turn 10. Oh, and he's going to take the lead. Djan into the lead for the first time in eRacing GP with a fantastic move through turn 10.
Well, that was spectacular and just didn't expect it. Come up and down over the brow of the hill. Let's see if Ng Jun Cheng is feeling a little bit chastened by that. He's doing the chasing as they come into this 90-degree corner. And once again, it's Tunku Djan who leads. Now then, when does strategy kick in? Because Darren Ivan's been dropped. Strategy kicks in. Are we looking? Yes, we're looking at the first of the pit stops, Alex. And it is Ng Jun Cheng who's gone in early.
Yeah, we just saw Darren Ivan make a mistake at turn 11. But Jun Cheng was just like, oh, and a Zach speed goes off. I think that's Francis Gonzalez down the start, finish straight. But let's focus on Jun Cheng right now because he's here in for his pit stop.
He also took a slow down penalty. Track limits abuse, so when he gets back out on the circuit, he is going to have to take a slow down penalty as well, which isn't terminal, but just something for him to think about.
Yeah.
So fuel and at least 2 tyres, correct?
Yeah, I think this looks like a long stop. I think he's changing all 4 tyres. Ooh, that's going to be a long stop. That's a long stop. I don't think he'll put fuel because that'll make the stop even longer. And there he is. He's off there. Would love to talk to him after this. We're going to find out if he changed 2 or 4 tyres.
Back up at the front, Tunku Djan. Now I saw Tunku Djan has got a penalty to serve as well, as does Voltaire Seiko, who's now in P3. But Darren Ivan, carefully and quietly and efficiently, has got himself really, really close onto the man in front of him. Is that Darren Ivan in the zoom bottom right?
Yes, that's Darren Ivan there. Great to see him on board. But yeah, no, he'll be happy with this. But both these drivers, when are they going to stop? We're halfway through the race now, so they've got to be thinking about having a pit stop soon.
So 30-minute race, 15 minutes have gone. This will be interesting. Do they come at the end of this lap? They're still lapping in the 157s, which is pretty impressive. Is there one more lap left on those tyres? Or do you suggest that they actually come in and get fresh tyres out? What would your strategy here be, Alex Young?
I'd be thinking about stop, actually. I would have stopped the lap before. And let's see what... there we go. Tunku Djan into the pits now.
So Tunku Djan into the pits. Now and Darren Ivan has stayed out. So he is now leading on the circuit. Tunku Djan is in the pits. Voltaire Seiko has stayed out as well. Voltaire Seiko is the man in P2. Tunku Djan in the pits, so that means Justin Hung will move into P3. Now then, the longer they leave it, the slower perhaps their lap times will become. But they've got free track ahead of them. There's no dueling. So might it work for Darren Ivan?
Right, and here we are, the first of the first pit stops. Jun Cheng here. He's coming through the last couple of corners. Let's see if he's going to take back the lead, because Tunku Djan, he's still... Oh, there he is. He's coming out the pits now.
Tunku Djan comes out of the pits. Let's have a look on the left-hand side of our screen. Oh, he's got to slow down. Tunku Djan, does he have the lead? Where is Ng Jun Cheng? There is Ng Jun Cheng, and Ng Jun Cheng retakes the lead by the skin of his teeth, but the lead has been retaken.
Wow, so that was the thing. Pitting that lap early allowed him to have the fresher tyres. So even though he was behind Tunku Djan on the lap before, that allowed the fresher tyres allowed him to take the lead from Djan.
I said he took the lead. The actual man in the lead is Darren Ivan, but Darren's not yet come in for a pit stop, Alex.
That is true.
And no, that's not the pit lane, is it?
No, that's the sport paddock pit lane.
Yeah.
So still they're at the top end of the track, turn 10 right now, 14. So, but Darren, I wouldn't say he'd have to pit soon, because the tyres must be going off. The lap times are disappearing a bit. If he waits too long, he's going to bleed too much lap time.
His last lap time was invalid, so we have... Oh, as he loses it coming down the hill. That will have been a scary moment as he saw this 90-degree corner. Surely this time Darren Ivan will come into the pit lane. And the answer is no. He stays out, Alex. He stays out for another lap.
Yeah, so yeah, okay, so he's obviously going for a different strategy. Maybe he just wants to go to the end and pit in the last possible moment, but it's not going to make use of the fresh tyres if he keeps going on too long. But Seiko also on the same strategy, hasn't pitted yet. These two are out in front.
So a 158.6 for Darren Ivan last. Voltaire Seiko a 157.8. Will only really be able to compare when Ng Jun Cheng has done a complete lap, not an out lap, but a complete lap, and that might well be this one. So as he comes round at the end of lap number 10 for him, his lap time here will be a fascinating one for comparison purposes. Ng Jun Cheng, currently in P6, has just posted a 156.3. That is a full 2 seconds faster than Darren Ivan Reijan's last lap, Alex Young.
Yeah, that makes me think that it's really going to be down to these two cars, because the others are going to bleed too much lap time by the time they do come in and take on the fresher tyre. But also look at that, the turquoise car of Djan, he's had a poor outlap because he's bled a lot of lap time to Jun Cheng.
The differential was, well, it's 2 seconds now, isn't it?
Yeah.
The first 4, as you can see on the screen on your left, have not pitted. So Arif Azmi has stayed out there as well. Arif's always fun. We haven't given him any TLC. What have you got for us, Arif?
Yeah, he's either running at the front or spinning backwards, isn't he?
He's done both today. Which is very Arif, but he's good to watch. The Stratos Motorsport, still a teenager, of course, so still bags of learning. As he's just picked up a place there, Arif. He goes inside Francis Angelo Gonzalez, because Gonzalez has just spin off. So a P3 for Arif. Now then, let's see if he is going to go into the pits here and There's only 4 out on the circuit who have not taken a pit. How late can they leave it is the bigger question for them. Voltaire Seiko is the new race leader as Arif goes into the pits. So Voltaire takes the lead. He's stayed out. Darren Ivan's into the pits as well, Alex. So it's only Seiko who is staying out on these old tyres.
Well, his last lap was a 57.8, which is not too bad. But when you consider that Jun Cheng's in the 56s and Tunku Djan should be in the 56s as well, it's going to be hard for him to come out of the pit stops near those two drivers.
A little bit of a wiggle from Voltaire Seiko. Ng Jun Cheng, he is the man leading the way as he now comes through on to complete his lap number 11. Darren Ivan comes out of the pits. Who's that? That's Arif Azmi coming out of the pits at the same time. So Darren Ivan at one stage was race leader, but as you can see, he's coming to come out behind Tunku Djan. So he's still in P3, but fresher tyres.
Fresher tyres, but less time to make use of them. He's got a big gap to try and make up, and wow, it's not impossible, but he's made it very hard for himself.
And this, getting the tyres warm, Alex, it takes what, half a lap or a full lap?
In race room, half a lap, and they're up to speed, really. But yeah, he's P3, he looks comfortably P3, but it's going to be tough for him.
Fascinating stuff ongoing. The race leader as we speak is Voltaire Seiko, but if you look top left, he's been on these tyres for 21 minutes now for a complete 11 laps. We'll just stick with him as he comes over the brow of the hill down on the long straight until this is where the tyre wear will just be ripped apart, won't they, as they skid into that right hand corner. Does he go into the pits? The answer is yes.
Okay.
He's got to.
Yeah, he's got a pit, and by the time he comes out of the pit, he'll be P4 or 5. But we have to go to the battle between Jun Cheng and Djan, because Djan has just done the fastest lap of the race. He's done a 55.1. He's been a second quicker than Jun Cheng. So, with 8 minutes to go, that should be enough time to allow him to get onto the back of Jun Cheng.
Well, his tyres are 2 laps less used than Ng Jun Cheng's. Just a reminder, there are increased points for this because it's a single race. It's not a 25 or a 15. The race winner gets 40 points, 40 points. If it's Jun Cheng who gets the 40, it means he will have a virtually unassailable lead at the top of the championship standings going into the 5th round. So we are potentially seeing a champion here. Track limits abuse penalty for Tunku Djan. Was that Voltaire Seiko coming out?
Wow,
that's Voltaire Seiko.
He must have only changed 2 tyres.
Wow, a quick pit stop.
Very good pit stop. We were writing him off, but he did the right strategy with only 2 tyre change. He's not defending though. I'm so shocked he's not defending. Well, he doesn't have tyres, maybe a bit cold still. But I think he must have only changed 2 tyres, so the other cars must have changed 4 tyres. We did talk about the pit stops being a bit late, a bit long for Jun Cheng when we watched him stop earlier, didn't we?
So a mighty quick pit stop for Voltaire Seiko. But he's under pressure now from Tunku Djan. Is saying, get that pesky BMW out of my way. And Tunku Djan manoeuvres himself into P2. Ng Jun Cheng, well, I tell you what, Ng Jun Cheng will have seen Voltaire Seiko come out and go, what the heck are you doing there, son?
Yeah, what a surprise. And Djan goes wide. But doesn't lose too much time.
That's typical Djan.
Yeah, he just likes to drift, doesn't he?
Have a bit of excitement as Darren Ivan is the main casualty of that Voltaire Seiko fast pit stop, because Darren Ivan is 4 seconds down, Alex. But let's break off because Tunku Djan is again trying to go round the outside. I thought it was almost impossible for him to do that. There's contact between Tunku Djan in the turquoise and Ng Jun Cheng. Tunku Djan is chasing a victory here. 6 minutes to go over the brow of the hill. They are wheel to wheel. Tries to get into the slipstream. Late onto the brakes, but Ng Jun Cheng just holds on. And behind them, it was Voltaire Seiko spinning wildly. What a race we've got for the final 6 minutes.
Yeah, what a race. It's been non-stop action. It was frantic.
Seiko. Yeah.
Seiko.
Seiko spun out. I thought he did.
Oh, no. Such a shame.
And has got to come in for a second pit stop.
Oh, what happened? Such a shame. Seiko there. I thought he was looking good. We'll have to try and talk to him after this, see what happened. Oh. Anyway, back to the front, though. We should see what's happening there.
Well, we can tell you that Tunku Djan is not going to go away. You've used that several times, that phrase. and he ain't going away. And Ng Jun Cheng needs to be very aware of that. Jun Cheng goes wide. Is there an opportunity for Darren Jan Lei to pick his way through? No is the answer.
I thought he was going to stick it down the inside, but he decided to leave the gap. Very clean driving by John. And Jun Cheng holds on for now, but with 5 minutes to go, you got to feel that John has got some fresher rubber. He's driving well, and it's going to be so hard for Jun Cheng to take the win.
Both had invalid lap times for the last lap, which suggests that they are pushing the track limits as much as they possibly can. This is the battle for P1. I'll just break away very temporarily, Alex, if you don't mind. Darren Ivan is in P3. Tunku Djan is isolated in P4. Arif Azmi's pit stop strategy has got him back up to P5. Francis Angelo Gonzalez in 6. Voltaire Seiko back spinning in 7. Kelvin Pau in 8. Hamdani is out of the race. Back to the front.
Whoa, there Jun Cheng looking to defend. Exit out of turn 10. Oh, John has got a good exit as well. Gosh, Shuster's just trying to get, so Jun Cheng's just trying to break the slipstream as they come breaking for turn 11. But again, look at that, the fire is coming out of the exhaust, beautiful to watch. But John seems to have slowed his charge a bit, hasn't he? Jun Cheng seems to be holding him off at the moment.
These Group 5 cars providing plenty of action. Well, and you say that Jan Lei looks like he's calmed down a little bit. He's got no slipstream. Because Ng Jun Cheng is actually just saying, lose my slipstream. I'm going to brake late at the first of these hairpins.
Yep.
If you're going to go round me, you're going to have to go the long way round. And good luck with that, he says.
John has always been better than Jun Cheng through turn 1, all race long. And now he's getting a good exit as well. So Jun Cheng has to defend into turn 3. John, he's not going to try and go around the outside this time. He's going to try the switchback. Oh, has he got it? He's got it. No, not Jun Cheng does a good job there. Keeps it, goes around the outside and holds on to the lead.
Proper racing, real old school racing. Little bit of contact. It may be virtual, but it's exciting enough. Ng Jun Cheng looking to sew up the title. He can do that here today because he will pick up 40 points. 32 points available for second place. But Tunku Djan doesn't want P2. Tunku Djan is after a maiden ERGP virtual race victory.
Yeah, this will be his maiden one if he can pull it off. But he's running out of time. 2.5 minutes to go still. That's going to be this lap and the next, won't it? 1.5 laps to go.
This is the battle that we must keep an eye on. Tunku Djan in the turquoise tries to again go the long way around. Maybe looks at the switchback just to see if Ng Jun Cheng goes wide. But Ng Jun Cheng is like he's on tracks. But he's not quick out of the exit as they come over the brow of the hill. I love this shot as they come down. Who can leave the braking till latest? Ng Jun Cheng breaks in and the sparks are flying. Tries the little inside look, does Darren Jan Lei. Can't quite get there. Into 13 and 14. Have we got enough time? This will be the last lap of the race. They'll complete this lap and then it'll be a sprint to the finish line, Alex Young.
Yeah, well, look at that. John's got down to the inside now. He's got the inside. No, he switches back to the outside. Oh, he's not close enough at the moment.
Ng Jun Cheng holds on for grim death. 3 wins in 6 races so far. Looking for a 4 in 7. But in all of the other races, he hasn't been put under sustained pressure like Jan Lei is putting him under. Tunku Djan, again, looks like he wants to go round the outside. Tries the switch back on the inside. This time, there's contact again and again. Ng Jun Cheng defends magnificently.
Wow, really good defending by Jun Cheng there. He's driving fantastically. Both these drivers are driving superbly at the moment.
Jan again has a look around the outside. We are approaching the halfway point of this final race. That's final lap. It's a 30-minute race, but it's almost been a sprint since the very first second, with Tunku Djan and Ng Jun Cheng barging their way through to the front. Justin Heng, slow down penalty. Is there an opportunity in the latter stages of this lap, Alex Young, for Tunku Djan to get close enough?
Yes, there is. He's been quite good through this left-hander as well. But I think he's got to try and catch him by surprise. He can't go around the outside. He's got to try and do the switchback. Try and go for the switchback and go for the inside line. No, but John decides to keep it around the outside. But Jun Cheng's seen this before. He's seen this move. He's well aware of it. But anyway, John will get a better exit out of this last corner. Okay, this for me is one of the last chances. He's got to try and do the switch match. Sell him the dummy. Go to the outside, then the inside. But he doesn't do it. He just goes to the outside. Oh, he's going to try and go all the way around the outside.
He left the braking superbly late. Ng Jun Cheng, has he been pushed out? Yes, Tunku Djan has got into the lead. 2 corners to go. Tunku Djan left it to the very, very last moment. Now it's a sprint for the line. Tunku Djan is going to take his maiden eRGP victory in thrilling fashion.
Wow.
That is fabulous. Ng Jun Cheng picks up P2. But Tunku Djan, Alex Young, as we look at a little bit of dismay on Jun Cheng, what a race, what a performance, what a late surge from the Malaysian.
Yeah, well, really good to see by John. You can see he's a Toyota Works driver as well, real life driver. This is his first race, sim race. He only came to sim racing recently, but what a dramatic victory. Great racecraft, great car control, and what a thrilling race to watch. Unfortunately, we don't have him on Zoom, but we're going to try and talk to Jun Cheng, I think, after this. We can see the confirmation on the results. There is Jun Cheng at the moment. We will talk to Jun Cheng right after. There's Darren Ivan with P3 as well.
Tunku Djan picking up P4. Arif Azmi in 5. Francis Angelo Gonzalez. I believe you want to talk to Jun Cheng, Alex, if possible. Thrilling race. Really stunning. As we have a look at Tunku Djan, not only picks up the 40 points for the victory, also picks up 4 additional points for the fastest lap. And what that does, it puts him in contention for a top 3 end of season place. But Tunku Djan, I think, is unassailable at the top of the standings unless he really has no points on the final round next week. So Tunku Djan takes the victory. Ng Jun Cheng, unconfirmed, will be champion.
Exciting race there. Jun Cheng, wow, you got to talk us through that race. What an exciting race. That was the best silver race of the season so far.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you. That was so intense. I was like defending for the whole race. I'm going to crack myself.
From lap 1, corner 1 to last lap, last corner, the intensity was crazy.
Yes, that's definitely. This is so far by far the most challenging round ever.
You made a really aggressive start though, because you started on the second row of the grid, but by the first corner you barged yourself into the lead. That was clearly your intention.
Yeah.
Wow. Is this the championship wrapped up for you, or is it still quite close enough for one more round, do you think?
Yeah, I will go for one more round.
One more round, yeah?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Very close. Well done. So close. How was the pit stops as well? Did you do a 2 tire change or 4 tires?
No, I do a 4 tire change. I have tested it with 2 tire. It couldn't last long because the pace is really slow.
Okay.
And on that very last corner, coming down onto the 90 degrees, were you expecting John to leave his braking so late?
No, I wasn't expecting at all. He's doing really great that he can do such late braking. I couldn't do anything at that corner.
Wow.
But terrific racing, and the title all but sewn up. We can't confirm it, but it's another podium. That's 7 podiums out of 7. Your consistency has been excellent this season.
Yeah.
Well done.
Right.
Well done. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
See ya.
So Ng Jun Cheng, not champion yet. I think the mathematics will say he's got to at least turn up on round 5, and we'd expect that of him anyway. But Tunku Djan, Alex Young, you called this very early in the race. I've got to give you credit, because I thought Ng Jun Cheng was going to run away with it, but that last... he is so brave to leave that braking so late.
Yeah, I mean, you can see John, he's been getting better and better every sim race he's been doing. He's, for us old guys, getting the depth perception, trying to feel the speed to carry through the corners is really tough. That's the thing that when you transition from real life to sim life, that is really tough. And I was talking to John about it. And he's getting better. He's feeling it now. He can feel the car. He can feel the speed. Car control is always there. He's well known as being an international class drifter. You know, and you can see that in the way he drives, and he's been getting better and better, and I'm so pleased for him that he's rewarded with his first win in the RGP.
Okay, a silver debut victory for Tunku Djan Leo. Thanks to our sponsors, Royal Selangor, Casio for the timing, Casio Edifice, and also for Xbox, 2 terrific tracks in Kuala Lumpur and Johor that I've raced on. This is eRacing GP Global Edition Season 6 coming up after the break. We go for gold.